my friends. Do you feel uneasy in this time of transition? When darkness grows and soon takes over so much of our days? You can rest easy now. The season of changes is coming to an end. Stillness awaits us. Soon, nature will be dreaming under a thick blanket of snow. Soon, we will reach a place of perceived standstill, where old things have died and new things aren't growing yet. The time of deep slumber awaits. But for now, winter is not quite there yet. The past few weeks, I have tended to my garden, prepared it for the long winter months. And, of course, I have taken my camera with me yet again. Hello everyone. Hi. Welcome back to another video. This video won't be about the forest. I promise I'm talking about something else today. But I went into the forest now and I just wanted to share with you how peaceful I feel now that I'm here in this forest. Maybe I can encourage you to, if you have a forest somewhere around where you live, and if there is a part where there are not many paths and ways and streets through the forest, maybe just try going without a path, without a street, without a way of any sort, of any kind. Just try it if you feel like you need some peace of mind, some quiet. Just try to go into wherever you live, into a forest, and just feel the silence if you can. It gets me every time. I went into the forest today to get some greenery for decoration in my house. And I wasn't prepared on how good I would feel now. Just going into this forest. I picked some lingonberry leaves. And yeah. But anyway, in this video, I won't show you more about the forest, but I will show you more about where I live. So, as I told you before, my boyfriend, my little dog Simba, and we moved to Sweden in May 2022. 2022, I think. Yeah. And we bought a little house and garden here in Sweden, in southern Sweden. And in this video, I wanted to show you where I live, where we live. I'm gonna show you a bit of the garden part first. I will make a house tour video sometime soon, but for now, I just wanted to show you the garden and the other houses that are on the ground, on the garden that we bought. I wanted to show you this. And yeah, I will definitely show you my house another time. I thought I would tell you a bit about how my boyfriend and me, how we chose this garden, this house that we bought. I think another time, in another video, I will tell you more about how we moved to Sweden, why we moved to Sweden, how buying a house in Sweden went. I can talk about this in another video, but for now I just wanted to tell you that when my boyfriend and I, when we were looking for houses somewhere around this area, we were looking in southern Smaland, which is a region here in Sweden. We were looking at houses in southern Smaland, and on the day that we wanted to go back to Germany, on the day that we had to leave Sweden, actually, we saw that the house that we bought was available on the internet, and then on our way home we drove by the little house and the garden, and there was no one there. It was a summer house before, so we just had a look around. We went through the garden, we looked through the windows into the little cottage, and we fell in love with the garden, and we fell in love with the nature around, and we bought it without even having set one foot into the house, actually. Yeah, that's what I will show you today, the part that we fell in love most. Hi! Hello, welcome. Come on in. We have a little view over this valley there. The valley over there goes down to a river and then up again. That's why we have this nice little view. That's just a little gates. That gate was one of the first things I built when we moved in, because we have our little dog Simba and we don't want him to just run and escape, running after a deer or a hare or a moose, an elk. And yeah, you can see there's a little house, and yeah, I'll show you around. On our grounds there's a very little house, our house where we live, and in the house where our guests can live, and yeah, we have some of our stuff in there. I'll show you. But yeah, the first thing here, we have some birches that we want to cut up and use as firewood in the winter. Luckily, we were very lucky to have some beautiful oak trees in our garden. A lot of trees, a lot of big trees here. Over there is another big tree. This tree always reminds me of the oak tree of Bilbo Baggins' house. Anyway, some nice big trees here, and I will show you this very little cottage here. Our house here was built in, the date at the door says it's built in 1902, but it's probably older than that, actually. Around 1900 there was a new law that Swedish houses had to be registered, so probably the date of registry is 1902, but not the date when the house was built. We don't actually know when the house was built, sadly, but we know what it has been built for, because the house and the grounds where it stands on, this was all part of what the community around here was giving their soldier, because here in Sweden every community had to have their own soldiers or soldier here in this community. It was just one soldier, as far as we know, that was part of the regiment here 100 years ago or more. And it was common to give this soldier or the family of the soldier a small house and grounds enough so the family could take care of themselves. And yeah, that's where we live. We live in this old soldier's cottage, and this was actually what is it called? I look up the right word and tell you, but yeah, inside of this there could iron and probably old things you would use for agriculture, they could be forged in there. And yeah, there are some of the old stones are still there, but we use this mostly for just storing. We use this for storing our firewood in winter. We don't actually have a lot of it stored in there, but it's probably about the right amount that we will use. It's a very old house. It's something we want to take care of and repair one day, but for now it's good storage for our firewood. Yeah, luckily all of our grounds are surrounded by one continuous old stone wall. So yeah, now you've seen the smallest house, and I can show you a bit more. Yeah, here we have our water and it's under there. There's a dug well where we get our water from, and there we have a little fireplace where, yeah, when we want to have a fire, we can have that nice and secure in a little iron thing where we can put our fire in, and it's very nice. It feels very secure. That's an old well under there, but we don't use this anymore. And yeah, those two benches I built out of some old pellets. And yeah, I'll show you the rest of the grounds first, I think, and then we can take a look into the houses here. Oh, these little houses for birds were here when we bought this. There's one more. And right there, more. This might be for insects. Take a bigger look at that one day. But yeah, this is where the south is facing. No, this is where the house is facing south, and that's why there are some plant beds for some plants. Yeah, because it's facing south. But as you can see, in autumn there is not much light coming through all of the trees, but still it's nice to have some place. In summer at least there's plenty of sun here. With some wineberries, is that the right word? Wineberries? And some I'll have to look it up. And raspberries. And some strawberry plants here. Foxgloves are growing wild. And behind there is a door which I cut free just a few months ago, and it's already overgrown by this wine plant. A big part of our grounds are just wood, forest, and untamed, just wild, just growing. This is where we hang our clothes, at least in the summer. There's the nice oak tree again. And we have also a red beech tree. Through our more untamed part of our grounds, we have some little paths so we can walk through this with Simba, with our dog. There behind me, these trees are the trees where we in summer like to hang our hammocks. there, behind this gate, is a little path, more like a forest road, or just a little path, and that leads down to the river in this valley. And yeah, I will show you the river one day. But for now, we'll stay on the grounds, the stone wall, and there's another fun little feature I hadn't seen before I moved in here. And this is an old hole in the ground, right under the oak tree. One day I must build a nicer, maybe a round door for this thing here. And what this is actually a very dark place where we store some of the things we only use in winter. For example, stuff for shoveling snow. This must have been used before there was electricity or before they had any fridges. I think, I don't have proof, but I think this was filled up with ice in the winter time, and then this ice, because it was underground, it wouldn't melt for the whole duration of summer, hopefully, and so they could have a cool place to store things, whatever meat, dried meat, sausages, all the things that you want to store somewhere cool and dry. And yeah, this is under a stony hill, and yeah, it's overgrown now. I'll close this again. This is just protection against animals, but actually in our first summer here, a little hare had brought its baby in there, so it left it there in the ground, and we didn't disturb it. We saw it and we didn't know what to do, but then we just left it alone. And I hope the hare mother came back regularly to feed it. And yeah, I'm standing under this nice oak tree, and it's autumn now. Leaves are falling, almost no leaves here anymore, but yeah, some are still there. This is part of this bigger side building. My workbench that I need to tidy up. This is where I can build things with wood, and yeah. This door, some more storage, and yeah, I'll show you the other rooms. That's a room for our guests, and we have a very nice view. I love this window here. I'll show you. Just a little room for guests. We have another room for a single guest that I really like. I think the room I'm about to show you now was the first room, actually the first thing inside that I renovated, that I just painted the walls and cleaned very well, and it It hadn't been in very good shape, this room, but yeah, it's turned out quite nice, I think. So we are now at the other end. This is where there's the entrance to the working room. It's more of a vintage vibe. Those things you have on ships normally. And a map of Smaland. And yeah, this is how the whole room was painted before, and this made the whole space very dark and very confined. And I decided to paint it white, so it has like a much bigger and cleaner feel, I think. But I wanted to preserve some of the old wallpaper because I think it must be very old. And yeah, that's why I left this little space here above the bed, just so that I didn't have to, delete it all, delete the whole old look. These are actually just single glazed windows, but they're so old I couldn't just swap them with something newer. We came from there. Right next to it is our biggest storage for, all the stuff that just needs some room. We have our bikes, my big lawnmower, and all of our stuff for hiking and going on the water. There's our boat in there. And just, all the stuff you would want to store somewhere. We call this house the stables because at least in there, in the last part there, it is built like an old stable. Maybe when I tidy it up, I can show you more. And there, on our house, we actually have an outside shower. That's also one of the things I built in the first summer, because believe it or not, here in southern Sweden the summers are very hot and hotter than you would want maybe sometimes. So we needed this shower. It's just cold water here, It's connected to a hose, and it's very refreshing in summer when the sun is too hot. And we really like to climb between those birch trees in our hammocks and just somewhere lying in the sun. And then we really need a nice cold shower sometimes. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you have any questions, maybe regarding buying a house in Sweden, if you have any questions you want to ask me, then just put them in the comments and I can answer them in a future video. I will continue now. I want to find some more moss for decoration, as I said, and it's getting late. It's quite cold today actually, and it's getting late. So yeah, have a nice day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Bye bye.